Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Strike Force. Now, today, we have the unveiling of none other than the Illuminati team, which is going to be the next team for next patch, which is honestly literally around the corner. So in this video, you might have noticed the thumbnail, and we really need to discuss this because this has been a very long conversation, I suppose, that had taken place in the Envoy server with regards to the feedback surrounding this. There's some drama and with Scopely and things like this, and I'm not very happy with how this is going to be. We're going to be talking about how this team is going to be released, and this new crazy thing that's going to go on. You know, we're going to talk about that, and then in the second half of the video, we are going to discuss the kits and exactly what they are going to do and what to expect. So if you're ready to go, everybody, let's boil this down. We have bumpy ride, so buckle up. All right, everyone, and before we get started here with the blog, I just want to say that things are being recorded out of order here because it's been pushed back. This blog was supposed to come out yesterday, and so we're going to talk in the first bit the release method of the Illuminati. In the second half, we're going to double back to the kits because that part is very lengthy, because there is indeed 6 characters on the team from left to right, and there's a character missing actually. So we have Captain Britain, Black Bolt, Black Panther Shuri, Iron Man Rework, Mr. Fantastic Rework, and we have Hank Pym, who is a brand new character who we don't have art assets for. So we'll be covering that in the second half as far as the kits go. So let's get to it. The Illuminati, can I zoom in? There we go. I've never been good at keeping a secret, blah, 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 blah. Illuminati, they're a Cosmic Crucible team. Specifically, they're also going to be a Cosmic Crucible defense team. So keep that in mind. Their kits do call out for that. You may be able to use them offensively, but it's my understanding that they're there to, you know, make things a bit harder on the defensive side of things. 6-character team. I already mentioned the characters in there. Captain Britain is going to have a very special release, which we need to talk about. The kits are going to be down below, so you'll start at least 5 Illuminati characters for a future legendary character. So don't wait to start building up this squad so you're well positioned for this challenge. I believe this is actually in reference. This is either in reference to Professor Xavier or just Captain Britain, because he's basically a pseudo legendary, and we really need to talk about his release. So I'm going to skip ahead past the kit stuff. We're going to double back after that part to get to the kit stuff, so don't worry, we'll get to that. So legendary event updates. To help the players prepare Iron Man and Black Bolt and start building their Illuminati team, we'll be updating the legendary event requirements soon. So they're expanding the tags a little bit here, and they'll also be made available in the special Illuminati team orbs, but they're a legendary character, so I don't know what that means really. Iron Man is expanding the existing requirements of SHIELD to skill hero, so that's going to be a lot of additional extra characters, including some new Avengers, who may also be skill anyways, but and Spider Society, of course, and a bunch of other ones, Kestrel and whatnot. Black Bolt is expanding existing requirements from Asgardians to also include Mystic Hero. So that's Eternals, they're Cosmic Ghost Rider, there's a handful of others, of course, too. It's going to be the old tags and the new ones. So it's going to be Shield, Skill Hero, and then also Asgardians and or Mystic Hero. So expect those to change around the showcase event, probably in a week or so's time, I believe. The Illuminati team orbs with the launch of Black Panther Shuri. You'll also see the new Queen's Entourage orb that will contain shards for Black Panther Shuri with Black Bolt, Iron Man, and Mr. Fantastic. I mean, because they're legendaries, like, it better be like full ranks. Like, otherwise it's super weird. Similar orb for the Pym's Pal orb, which will be the launch of the Hank Pym character. These orbs will be distributed throughout the month in events, offers, and more. Open these orbs to gain progress in the Panther's Legacy and Particle Professor milestones, whatever those are, which will reward players with featured character orbs, the Feline Legacy Orb, and the Particle Party Orb. Okay, so the Illuminati Super Showcase. This is going to be a team-based showcase. The arrival, they're going back basically to character individual showcases and then one big showcase. I think we had this originally with the Invaders, so keep that in mind. That's going to how this is going to work now. So the Illuminati Super Showcase consists of 3 character showcases, one for each new character, and a team showcase, which will unlock for players level 25 and above instead of whatever the events were before. The first one is going to be BP Shuri, followed by Hank Pym, and then the team showcase alongside Captain Britain at the same time. Now, I want to make very clear that Captain Britain is going to be a massive paywall, and we're going to talk about this down below. And I'm going to tell you what I know, and hopefully that the blog version is clear as well, but I know the information in here. So chapter 1, there's going to be 2 chapters. Each character is 5 missions with no requirements. This is like story mode. So think of it that way. You'll get to use it, test them out, blah, 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 blah. Chapter 2, however, consists of 3 missions, which are yellow star locked. 3 yellow, 4 yellow, and 5 yellow of the featured character Black Panther Shuri, the Hank Pym one, and then the team one, and then the Captain Britain one. In the case of the team showcases, Chapter 2 requires BP Shuri, Hank Pym, and 2 Illuminati of your choice at the 5 yellow stars. Captain Britain will be an ally NPC alongside those missions. Now, what's really important is this is going to be really important to unlocking Captain Britain. So commanders can collect Captain Britain's shields. We talked about this in the data mines a little bit. To progress in Her Majesty's Fine, I guess they corrected that because it was like mage with a M-A-G-E, like a magic. So I guess they changed that. The milestone event starting next week and running through August 3rd to unlock Captain Britain. These shields are found in Chapter 2, Mission 1. Now keep in mind, Chapter 2, Mission 1 requires 3 yellow stars of Black Panther Shuri, Hank Pym, and to get those shields. Hank Pym Showcase and the Illuminati Team Showcase. The final shield can be found in a free claim to get Captain Britain. Players can expect the free claim on the web starting July the 19th. To unlock Captain Britain, players must collect all 4 of the Captain Britain shield. So please make note of the yellow star requirements needed to obtain them. Above, once unlocked, players will see offers for additional Captain Britain shards. So it's not said here, and I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to say this, but Captain Britain is going to be unlocked at 3 stars. So you're going to do all of the above. You're going to need Black Panther Shuri at 3 stars for her showcase. Get the shield. Hank Pym, 3 star. Get the shield. Okay, but I want to make clear is that the free-to-play events for them are not going to be available. So you have to buy them or core them up to 3 star to get the shield towards Captain Britain. Okay, that's 2 out of the 4 shields. The 3rd shield is going to be in the team showcase, which does require requires Black Panther Shuri and Hank Pym at 5 star, not 3 star. And here's the information that's important, and I'm going to be talking about this later on as well. Black Panther Shuri will have her free-to-play event before the team showcase, so you'll be able to use, you'll basically want to spend about 4 stars worth on Black Panther Shuri, plus her free-to-play event should get you to 5 star. Now for Hank Pym, his free-to-play event will not come to pass before the end of the team showcase, which means you need to buy a 5 star Hank Pym if you want to unlock Captain Britain, because those characters need to be at 5 star for the team showcase. For the initial character showcase, they only need to be at 3, but by the end of it all, you need to have them at 5 star to unlock Captain Britain. So that's going to be part of the epic, which you may have seen on the tag of Captain Britain. There's going to be some first-time rewards as well. I'm not really going to go through this because that's not important. The important stuff is regarding how to unlock Captain Britain, and they've basically paywalled that. So there's going to be additional rewards. Of course, there is for doing the showcases, but that's not really what I care about, frankly. Join Black Panther Shuri as she helps defend against a mysterious force that them's in the Illuminati. But maybe there's some story stuff in there. So yes, it's very important to understand. I don't think they made it very clear. They made it clear that you do need to clear the Illuminati Team Showcase to unlock Captain Britain, but they didn't mention the 5 star actually, no, they did. They said here. Okay, so you do need to do it, yeah. But the order, listen to what I said a minute or two ago. That's the most important, is that basically by the time the team showcase gets released, you need both of the new characters at 5 star to be able to unlock Captain Britain at 3 star. It doesn't say that he does unlock at 3 star. So that is what we've been told, and that's the information that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. The second half of this video is going to be talking all about the kits. However, I do want to put a huge caveat just in this entire video that this is a giant whale lock on Captain Britain. And basically, if you're not willing to spend, you're not going to unlock Captain Britain. And the idea behind the epic tag is that it's going to share with other characters. Basically, it's going to be a limited time event. So if you don't get it now, he's not going to come back around for some time. So that's the expectations. Let's move on to part 2 with the kits. All right, so now we're going to be talking about the kits of the characters themselves. And at this point, you'll have known then that this team is actually going to have 3 new characters and 3 reworks. Yes, 6 characters on the Illuminati. But we don't have art assets for Hank Pym, who's going to be joining the team as well. You may have seen, I probably had mentioned something in the first part. I kind of recorded these slightly out of order because I've been away today at the dentist. So I was hoping to maybe get some of this recording done in advance. So here we are with Black Panther Shuri. Now, I do want to talk about these characters a little bit within the context, both within the team and what more they might. Some of these characters have really good kits. So I don't want to deny that part. But the team itself, Captain Britain, is something else. So, anyways, Black Panther Shuri, Hero, Global Mystic, Controller, Wakanda, Illuminati. So they do have the Wakanda tag. However, the passive is quite limited in that regard. Basic, primary and adjacent targets for 230% piercing. Piercing damage is always good. Applying slow and defense down. And heal block. Lots of debuffs there. In Crucible, if Shuri has ability block, apply ability block to the primary target. And this team, I think, is designed for... It's probably going to end up using Crucible defense if you have Captain Britain. There may be some obvious usages that you might be able to use elsewhere. I'm not a foremost expert on Cosmic Crucible, though, so you might want to refer to somebody else on that in terms of what they're... We haven't had the combat call in terms of, play tests and all that stuff, and we don't know any of that. Special 4/4, Acrobatic Hunter, available on turn 1. Attack primary target for 250% piercing, plus apply ability block for 2 turns, heal block for 2 turns, and then rebound a bunch of times and applying slow for 2 turns. 250% piercing per rebound. In Crucible, however, it clears charge on the primary target. And so I can see that being very good on offense to eliminate someone like Black Knight, because it's very likely that Shuri is going to be going first because she is fast at 133. Generate 1 ability for self and all Illuminati allies. And then on defense, this attack targets the enemy controller with the most speed bar instead. So I don't know who this is calling out. I heard this is to call out Cabal. I've never run into Cabal on the defense realistically, so I don't know how many characters this calls out off the top of my head. But either way, it's designed for a purpose, I'm sure. Let me know in the comments down below for those of you who are, at the higher end of Crucible. This character has 2 or more Illuminati allies. This should be easy to do. This attack gains 100% crit chance, so guaranteed crit. Can chain to stealth targets. Counter attack breaks this chain, and this attack gains 500% focus and cannot be blocked. So that's really good when it comes to clearing the charges, because that may encounter a focus versus resistance check, maybe. For ultimate, which is on a cooldown of 5, Panther's Fury, apply ability block and trauma to the primary target. This is outside of Crucible. Primary and adjacent targets for 260% piercing damage. In Crucible, apply ability block and trauma to all adjacent targets. So that's pretty good. So you're getting multiple targets in this instance in Crucible. For each charged on this character, repeat this attack 1 time up to a max of 5 bonus attacks. So that's pretty good. Now, unfortunately, it's not like +1 ability block and trauma, but regardless, it's still going to do a lot of damage. You could do 260% piercing times 5 potentially there. Now, her passive, Wakanda's Champion, she's going to get that 1 charged on spawn, and every time she gets attacked, she's going to gain 1 charge as well. And this is going to be viable outside of Crucible, so that's really nice too. And I'm pretty sure this part where it does bonus attacks and repeats, that's also outside of Crucible. It's just this line of text here, the ability block and trauma to adjacent targets. That's in Crucible. On defense up, apply to bleed to all enemy. Now this is interesting because I believe Iron Man, we're going to see down below, Iron Man gives defense up on spawn. So I'm wondering, and I don't know the answer to this yet, whether or not on spawn there's an immediate 2 bleed to all enemies if you have Iron Man on the team to trigger that defense up. Other ways I can see that is with OG Shuri as well, doing that with her special, right, giving defense up. So that could be a really interesting mechanic and maybe some theory crafting there for you to use. On kill, you clear 2 random positive effects from all enemies. Cool. This is all outside of Crucible. Gain 50% damage. Illuminati allies gain damage as well. Focus, and same thing for that. So that's also outside of Crucible. Lower max barrier of all enemies by 10%. And then in Crucible, it lowers the barrier even more. So up to 20% max barrier reduction in Crucible. When an Illuminati ally is attacked, gain +1 charged. In Crucible only, though, unfortunately. And additional focus for self and hero allies in Crucible. So not just Illuminati. While this character has charged, lower the assist chance for all enemies by 100%. That's quite a lot, but that is locked to Crucible as well. And then when this character is charged, villain enemies cannot gain speed up. Probably something to do with Cabal. Maybe Skrull, who knows, maybe Mephisto, I don't know. There you go. So that's going to be Black Panther Shuri. Some little disappointments is that there's no call-outs to Wakandans anywhere in there. There's a small call-out to hero characters. but there is nothing in here that actually like crosses over into Wakanda, other than the fact that she has that tag. And maybe if you do use her in the team, that everything else that says Wakanda on their tags is going to then apply to Black Panther Shuri. Okay, now we have Captain Britain. And this is the pay lock. This is the paywall that we talked about. Some people will get Captain Britain, and some people will not. And that's just the fact of life, and that's how this game is with the new Epic tag, which hopefully I explained better in the first part of the video. Hero, Global, Mystic, Protector, Illuminati, Epic. This is some new term that they are, a new trait that they are experimenting with in terms of release methods, and we're going to get to tell them exactly how we feel about that. But here's the kit to Captain Britain. Basic attack, practice primary target for 350, plus clear 2 positive effects, and if the primary target does not have barrier, attack for 450 instead. 2 deflect and 2 defense to self and all hero allies. This part is obviously really, really good because this is also applying on the striker attack, which is crazy. 2 turns of defense up and 2 deflect to all hero allies. Wow. This goes beyond the Illuminati tag as well, which is nice. Special British Brawl, 3 out of 3, very low cooldown ability. Primary target for 380, plus apply offense down for 1, plus 1 up to a max of 3. If the primary target does not have barrier, apply stun. So a lot of these things, like if they do not have barrier, do this. Rebound chain to 4 adjacent targets and apply offense down up to a max of 3. And then apply defense up and immunity to self and all Illuminati allies. If this character is above 50%, gain taunt. If this character is below, apply speed up to a max of 3 to all hero support allies. Now that's going to be Hank Pym because he's hero support. So to get, I guess, to heal up Captain Britain, more. In Crucible, clear revive once from primary target and each secondary target. Keep in mind, this is going to rebound, so anytime it attacks, this could potentially clear quite a lot of different revive onces, which is pretty big. This action gains 1500% extra focus, so that's pretty much guaranteed to clear. If this character has 2 or more allies, Illuminati, apply trauma for 2 turns to the primary target only, specific to Crucible. His ultimate Tea-Time Throwdown, 6 out of 6. Attack primary target for 600% damage. Apply stun for 1 turn, disrupt for 1 turn, and trauma for 2. Primary target, not AoE. If this character is above 50%, gain taunt and immunity. If this person is below, or if Captain Britain is below, clear all negatives. In Crucible, on defense, attack the Bio Brawler with the highest damage, ignoring taunt and stealth. Now, I know that Skrull is a Bio Brawler. I don't know how many, off the top of my head, like how many other characters that are now useful that are Bio Brawler. I'm just thinking, I'm pretty sure Skrull is. Is he not a Brawler? So I think that's the case. But other than that, I'm not sure who else. I mean, Red Hulk, but that is of consequence. I'm not really sure. If this character's health is above 50%, apply immunity. Same stuff. Apply immunity to serve 2 turns to self and all hero allies. Cool. Unavoidable, cannot be blocked. Champion of the Isles is passive. On spawn, apply defense up for 2 turns to self and all Illuminati allies. Oh my god. Now at this point, I think it should just be all hero allies. But hey, that's nothing too impressive. On turn, however, attack all enemies for 240% damage. Flip immunity and apply offense down to each target. Okay, this is interesting, right? On his turn, the AoE damage, I don't know what it's going to look like. Some explosion and like boom, all the immunities have been flipped and applies offense down immediately on his turn. And it's going to do a fair bit of damage, I would assume, as well. When this character or an Illuminati ally drops below 50% health, clear all negative effects on him. And if he's above 50% health, gain taunt. So this is standard kind of tank mechanics. We're seeing this a lot, where tanks would just taunt if somebody else on the team is getting low hit points. It's like an auto taunt. Apply to deflex to a maximum of 5 to self and all hero allies. When this character drops below 30, flip the taunt and self the stealth, the self-preservation mechanic, essentially. While this character has taunt, lower the crit chance of all enemies by 100%. That is pretty crazy too. And then 50% resistance on armor to self and all allies, Illuminati. While this character is above 50%, gain 50% damage and 1000% focus. Holy crap. And then below 50%, more self-preservation. He gains 100% armor and 1000% resistance. So he is harder to kill to actually get knocked down when he's low hit points. In Crucible, speed bar cannot be filled or reduced by any character for themselves, allies, or enemies. This does not apply to speed bar gain through normal means. Now, this is interesting because it also includes yourself and allies and enemies. It's like almost like a time stop, sort of. So I guess everyone's playing on the same level playing field as far as speed bar goes when you're playing in Crucible offense or defense. That is Captain Britain. Let me know what you think about our resident paywall here, because of that epic tag. It's going to be crazy, and we're going to have more time to talk about that, I'm sure, as the days and weeks go on. Hank Pym, Hero, Global Tech, Support, Pym Tech, Avenger, Illuminati. Trust me, the Pym Tech and the Avenger stuff doesn't really matter that much. But what I do like about Hank Pym is that he's relatively fast. He does have a lot of callouts to hero characters writ large, which is nice. His basic bury yourself and all hero allies for 15% of their max health. That's actually pretty good. And then gain a bunch of assists from different characters. The striker as well still does that too. So he might be a good striker character there, burying himself for and all hero allies for 10%. But he could also be a very good, as we skip to the passive, it could be actually a good candidate for Fortifier. Believe it or not, very few people use Blue Fortifier, but increases max barrier. So this could be something here. Special Ant March on an energy cost of 4 to 4. Flip all negatives effects to positive effects on self and all Illuminati allies. Then barrier them for 25% of this character's max health. Attack primary target for 80% piercing, but this bonus attack the primary target for 320% damage. Clear all vulnerable from self and all hero allies. That I do like, because it does call out heroes. Heal self and all hero allies for 35% of this character's max health. Again, hero allies, so there's a lot of like flexibility here. And apply safeguard for 2 turns to self and Illuminati allies outside of Crucible. So that is really nice. The attack is unavoidable. Fortunately, that's not also hero allies, but it is what it is. His ultimate, Tank Pym, not available on turn 1. Attack all enemies for 450% damage, clear immunity, and apply slow for 2 turns and offense down for 2 turns. Very good debuffing AoE. I can see a lot of utility for this in other game modes. This is quite nice. Heal self and all hero allies for 15%, so not as good as the special, but there's still some. In Crucible, apply trauma to all enemies. That one is big. Crucible offense or defense. And you don't like need the team. He doesn't need to be on a team to do that. So you could use this outside of the Illuminati as well. Gain 100% extra focus per hero ally for this attack. So you're going to want to run this obviously with the Illuminati, but there is the chance that you might be able to find some theory crafted way to use this in a hero's team. So I do like that as well. Unavoidable and cannot be blocked or counterattacked. His passive, NEY here, I don't know what this is supposed to be about, but anyways, on spawn, bury yourself and all hero allies. Again, more calls to heroes, and I really like that. 25%. This character's max health. In Crucible, apply speed up for 2 turns to self and all Illuminati allies. On turn, attack all enemies for 30% piercing plus flip stealth. Now, that's not a lot of damage, but it is piercing and it does flip stealth. So I wonder, how much that'll actually equate to. But it's kind of neat. It's kind of call it to the ant, I guess, the anti-ant stuffs. If this character has 2 or more hero allies, repeat this attack 1 time. So it actually does 60% as long as there's 2 other heroes on the team. And then in Crucible, it does 3 times, assuming that there's 2 heroes on the team. So that's pretty neat. And then it applies offense down to all enemies. I think that part is specific to Crucible, but I'm not entirely sure. When this character or a hero ally drops below 40% max health, barrier that character for 40% of this character's max health. Now, this is pretty crazy, right? That's a lot of barrier. And so you're going to want a big Hank Pym, and, because this can give a crap ton of barrier, because barrier is based on his own max health. It always is. Anyways, his total barrier. The first time this character or a hero ally drops below 40%, this character does not have exhausted. Clear all negative effects from that character and heal for 35%. If he has 2 or more Illuminati allies, enemies cannot gain regeneration, and hero allies cannot gain slow. Now, I don't think this is Crucible specific, this part here. So if that's the case, that could be really good. I don't know if this would be a counter to like Alpha Flight. Not that they need another one, but in War, who knows? Then they couldn't gain regeneration, which is part of their kit as well. 15% max barrier, and Illuminati allies gain 15% max barrier. If I'm not mistaken, 30% is the current max. This would take his max barrier to 45%. If you use Fortifier Blue 5, this would take it up to 55, which is a lot of barrier for Hank Pym and could be really, really nice. 50% max health, and the team gets that as well. And in Crucible, they all have Drain, and heroes get that Drain as well. So that's pretty cool too. Okay, so those are the new characters. Let's talk about some of the reworks. Now, I'm just gonna tell you, there's the stats right there. Pause the video. It's nothing dramatic. I had a little bit of issue with Black Bolt, was that there wasn't really much change. His kit is one of the most insanely basic characters. It's literally just damage, but at this point, I think they need to do better. His basic now flips two negative effects to positive effects on self. Before you needed the slow, or enemies had to have slow in order for that to happen. Also, his special now does primary and adjacent target damage in Crucible only, unfortunately, and it cannot be blocked. But the damage numbers, I think, are just not going to equate. It's not going to translate to much. Sonic Scream, attack all enemies for 500% damage. That's just flat damage AoE, but it does have a guaranteed crit, basically, in the Illuminati team. You're going to get 80% from the Illuminati members, but you're going to get 20% from Iron Man's passive later on. Passive didn't really change much. The ping, the burp, the old famous Black Bolt burp improved damage a little bit, but not a lot. And it's still going to get death proofs. Basically, it's going to ping the death proof, but it's not going to kill them. So that's a big problem there. I wish that they maybe had some way to circumvent this. And then basically they added some passive stuff in Crucible to give more max health to allies and resistance. So it is what it is there. And that's it. Black Bolt is very underwhelming. Iron Man, some stats there. You can pause the video. Not a lot. I mean, it's been a little while since Bionic Avengers, but they didn't really do much to him either. His special, though, went from 300 to 400% damage. And in Crucible, it generates 1 ability energy for adjacent hero allies. And this cannot be blocked as well. His ultimate, the Unibeam, now just basically has everything with the Illuminati tag on it. And in Crucible, it generates more ability energy for Illuminati itself and Illuminati allies. And they just throw it on the Illuminati trait there. His passive, though, did get the on-spawn defense up, which is going to synergize, like I mentioned, with Black Panther Shuri. And then they added some of this stuff to the Illuminati tag, just gets chucked in there once again. And a special one down here, in Crucible, gain additional crit chance, and the Illuminati allies gain this as well. So you can pause the video. Crit chance, crit damage stuff down there. Pretty underwhelming. Now, Mr. Fantastic, he's one of the oldest characters on this list. And here is all the stat changes for him. It's quite a bit. So whether or not that translates, we'll see. His tensile strength, this is his basic. So it goes from 230 to 300% damage now. Now it's going to rebound chain, not regular chain, for 3 targets to 300. In Crucible, it cannot be counterattacked if he has 2 or more Illuminati allies. I would have liked to see this outside of Crucible as well. It wouldn't have been that big of a deal. His special did not get changed, which is very disappointing because literally all it does is damage and stun, and that is it. One of the most boring skills, and they could have done a little bit more with that, and it's highly disappointing given how old this character is. His ultimate Orbital Assault did get changed a fair bit. Now it clears defense up on the primary target and the most injured enemy. Attack both targets for 450%. This character has any Illuminati allies. Instead, do an AoE for 450 and clear defense up on everyone. So that part's cool. If this character has 2 or more Illuminati allies, this attack does 450% piercing damage. This is going to hit harder than Black Bolt, I'm telling you. Because of the piercing damage, he's going to hit harder than Black Bolt, and that is sad. I think that's a sad day when Mr. Fantastic is going to be stronger than Black Bolt, in my opinion. In Crucible, this attack is unavoidable. All right, maybe I can just use this on... maybe I can just take him and 2 Illuminati allies and crush Spider Society. That'd be nice. Don't know if that's going to happen. Now, his passive just chucked up the Illuminati stuff on here. So it's going to be the applying the assist now, and then it's going to be clearing 1 random positive effect from 3 random enemies on his turn, and focus and resistance to Illuminati allies as well. So more stat stuff. And that's it. Those are the reworks, guys. So that's the kits for the Illuminati. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Oh, we're gonna have more to talk about on this team. There's so much to say, but honestly, this video is already gonna be really long, and it's just this is next patch. And we're going to have plenty of videos, I think, to discuss this. I might even have other people on the channel to discuss how this is going to change the game and how basically Scopely has gone full on whale gouging, and the free-to-play are... How much should we care about this team? That's what I'm wondering. Is realistically, how much should we care about this team? Because 99% or more of the player base is not going to get Captain Britain. And so do I really care about the Illuminati? That's more to talk about in the videos ahead. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Until next time, stay safe and healthy. I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.